This is Bill. He lives by the sea. He may be small, but he's brave as can be. With shiny black feathers, a crisp white breast, bright orange feet and a cliffside nest. Blown by the wind and splashed by the waves, a seaside home can be a lonely place. Bill felt alone even in the flock of gannets and gulls that covered the rock. But then Bill had an extraordinary week. He found a new love and got a wonderful beak. Monday morning, Bill had a great idea. I need a new friend to nest with me here. Some company as we fly through life. A sweet, lovely lady to be my wife. Bill hoped to be the smartest puffin around. He worked hard, and when the sun went down, his feathers were shining and perfectly preened. His nest was spotless and carefully cleaned. He'd thrown out the feathers and fish bones and dust, some so thick it had formed a crust. He used grass and moss to line his nest, and of the whole cliff, his was the best. Tuesday morning, with the sun in the sky, Bill stretched out his wings and got ready to fly. He searched all the cliffs far to the north, then all out of luck, he changed his course. He headed south further than ever before, till his poor little wings were aching and sore. Then just as he turned to head for home, he saw her standing on the rocks all alone. With her feathers shining in the sun, he knew in his heart that she was the one. The most beautiful bird he'd seen in his life. He thought, if I'm lucky, she might be my wife. Wednesday morning, bright and early, mist was forming grey and swirly. Ah well, thought Bill, I'm sure I'll still find her, and then I can make my nest beside her. He searched top to bottom of all the cliffs, peering through the billowing mists. But when he found her, crouched on the rock, she couldn't see him because of the fog. What can I do so that we can meet? Then Bill remembered his bright orange feet. He flew as close to the rocks as he dared, hoping that she wouldn't get scared as he suddenly appeared out of the cloud, waving and waggling his feet all around. Only when he got as close as he could did he realise that her eyes were tight shut. She was fast asleep. He didn't want to disrupt her, so he headed home for an early supper. Tuesday morning, straight away, Bill set out to ask her name. He got to where she'd been when he left, cleared his throat and took a deep breath. But she looked even lovelier than before, and Bill was much too nervous to talk. Perhaps she'd not noticed that he couldn't speak if he had the excuse of a very full beak. He dived down into the sea with a splash and gathered up all the fish he could catch. He flew to her side and they shared all the fish. Then she said, I'm Patricia, but please call me Trish. And Bill, still feeling a little bit shy, mumbled, I'm Bill, I've got to fly. Friday morning slowly dawned. Bill woke up and stretched and yawned. He was ready to give it one more try. I'll show Trish how well I can fly. He found her basking in the sun and thought, now Bill, your chance has come. He looped the loop, twisted, twirled, somersaulted through the air, flew up high and nose-dived down, right way up and upside down, forward facing, back to front, perfecting every single stunt. The more Bill flew, the more he got out of breath and toasty hot. Just like your face might go bright red, that happened to Bill's beak instead. A wonderful rainbow of different hues, reds, yellows, oranges and blues. Trish wasn't impressed with the loops Bill made, or the beak full of fish from yesterday. She hadn't noticed him waving his feet, but truly adored his colourful beak. Saturday morning, when he opened his eyes, Bill got the most wonderful surprise. Standing next to him on the cliff was the beautiful, wonderful Trish. I love your beak with its yellows and reds. It reminds me of romantic sunsets, and if you would allow me to, I'd like to make my nest with you. Bill shuffled over and Trish snuggled in, cuddling under Bill's warm wing. He gently tapped her beak with his as they watched the sun rise out of the mist. Sunday morning, but 1 year on, Bill and Trish have raised a son. Although he knows that he's been blessed, today's the day he leaves the nest. Mum and Dad watch him as he flies, and Bill hugs Trish as she has a cry. The boy that they both love the most, disappearing down the coast. They wave to their son flying down the beach and shout their goodbyes until he's out of reach, and Trish stands up to stretch her legs, then settles back down on her new egg.